Alright guys, so we're back with another tutorial, and today we're going to be showing you how to create custom mockups using Midjourney and ChatGPT if you need it, but not too much of ChatGPT. Not too much of ChatGPT, but mostly Midjourney and Photoshop. Alright, because what we're going to be typing is going to be kind of basic when it comes to the prompt, but if you want to get more detail, we'll swing over to ChatGPT for that. Alright, so as you can see on the screen right now in Photoshop, this is a mockup that I generated out of Midjourney. It actually looked like this right here. Actually, there were some words on the screen. There was some extra words right here, but I kind of already content aware filled them out. I'll tell you why I did that later. But here's a piece of art that I created also in ChatGPT that I'm selling on Redbubble.com. And here's a glare layer that I put on top of it that to give it more of a realistic look inside of the room. And the reason we're doing this is because some mock-ups that you see on like Redbubble, you know, I don't really too much like them. You know, it's like this, like what if I want a room that's, you know, kind of with the same color scheme as the piece of art that I'm selling. You know, I created this for the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, and I know it would sell better if it was in a room that had more decor, that was more of a apple green and more of a pinkish look, which is their color. You know, or if it had more objects in the room, like you know, I think theirs is pearls and ivy leaves, and I think they have a frog. You know, so we want to use Midjourney to create prompts that will give us, you know, a room that's befitting of the piece of art that we're trying to sell, and that'll give us more of an edge when it comes to selling our artwork, because the buyer would like, you know, wow, I could really see that in my house, I could see that in my office, or I know I got a sister friend or a soror who I've been to her house and it was already decorated like this. She would love this piece of art for her birthday or for Christmas or for her anniversary, and it's a better selling point when you can create the type of mock-up you want compared to like trying to find a room that already has that type of look. You can go have, you know, AI generate a room for you. So that's what we're going to do today. This is my introduction, basically speaking on what we plan on doing. The first step that we're going to do is we're going to go to Midjourney and we're going to type in a few prompts to show you what type of mock-ups we can create. All right, so let's do that right quick. Alright, so we over here in Midjourney, and I'm gonna just go ahead and type in a few different prompts to see if we can create some different things. Well, first of all, let's see what type of image we're gonna work with, right? So let me go to my Midjourney app. As you can see, here's a couple of more images I was creating for the AKAs, and here's some for the deltas. I think we're gonna do, let's try this one right here. This looks beautiful right here. So we have this ivy green, we have this pink look. Let's go ahead and, so in this mock-up, I probably will want something that's real kind of, I won't say minimalistic, but like I said, it's let's create a folder right quick. Like I said, with Midjourney, I mean, you'll be surprised what type of images you can create. So honestly, depending on what type of prompt we type in is what's going to give us the type of room, you know, we want. So let's start off with like a simple prompt. Let's go / imagine a mock-up of one empty poster frame on, I don't know, gray concrete wall in living room, interior with modern furniture and big window. That we get some light coming in, and let's do apple green sofa, and let's say it's in the loft. Apple green carpet. Let's say rug, and let's do an aspect ratio of 2:3 so we get a portrait style. And let's bump the quality up to 4. I think we're gonna try that first and see what Midjourney cranks back out. All right. Hopefully hopefully off the bat it'll give us something we can work with. But if not, we'll play around and try to do something simple. And here we go. We have it generating. 31%. All right. That's our first image. Let's take a look. Looks pretty decent. I don't see the rug being apple green, but that looks pretty cool. This kind of gives off an office setting, but that looks nice though. What we're gonna do, we're gonna just in case we want to use one of these, we're gonna go ahead and upscale all 4 of these, and we're gonna try a different prompt because I want to try to get some pink into the image as well. But the green couch is popping. I like that. But as you can see, I mean, easy mockup. I mean, any other time years ago, you have to go on a website and you have to pay for mockups, you know, or you have to go shoot it yourself and then go into Photoshop and mask everything out. Granted, we are going to go into Photoshop and mask everything out and create some smart layers. But let's do frame on, well, let's go back to this pink rug, apple green rug. And let's add a weight of 2 to that. And frame mockup one. Let's do interior of living room, interior. Let's do bedroom. Let's see what that looks like. Bedroom interior. Modern furniture. Modern bed. Let's try that. Let's try a bed. And see what happens. All right. Meanwhile, let's see if anything came over to our Midjourney page while we're waiting. Okay, they haven't generated out yet. Let's take a look a little closer. It's not bad. The quality isn't that bad. I mean, granted, most mockups that you will buy off the website are real images. They're not computer generated. These are computer generated AI images. So, but the good thing is they look, they look real enough to me to, to fool. I won't say fool the public, but to sell to the public. Even though that's not an upscaled image. We're upscaling them right now to a higher quality. That is kind of a lower quality. The goal is to, close the sale, and you could close the sale better when you have, well, in this instance, we're selling artwork. If you are selling artwork, this would kind of give the buyer, a better idea of what it would look like if it was in their house. Especially like in this case, I'm doing a sorority right now. In most sorors that I know, they have, their colors of their sorority in their room, around their house. Some have it in their car. And if they can see that image, kind of in the environment that they're already in, it's a better chance for you to sell the product and then increase your sales, which is why we're making this video. These are the upscaled images. It should be a little more higher resolution. Yeah, these do look better. And I can see it's not giving us any love on the apple green rug. I'm pretty sure we have to play around with this a little more to get the image we want. But until then, we're not gonna dwell too long on this tutorial. I want this to be quick, fast. So maybe in another tutorial we'll try to figure out how we can get a green rug. I'm pretty sure it's just something in the prompt, the way we're typing it. But wow, these look awesome too. As soon as it finished, I could tell so far that it's looking pretty decent. Okay, these look pretty cool. All right, let's upscale these two, and we'll come back to those. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and grab one of the first ones we did already, and we're gonna take it into Photoshop, and we're gonna go ahead and start getting some work done. So let's take a look here. Let's refresh this screen here. All right, let's take this first image we got right here. We'll open it up. Yeah, that looks decent. I mean, that's good enough. The plant looks actually pretty good. So let's go ahead and save this image to our tutorial folders that we're working on right now, which is it this one? No, it's not. Here it is right here. All right. Let's go ahead and minimize this. Let's go ahead and bring back up that page, and we're going to drop this first mock-up, well, the poster. Let's go ahead and get that in there, and let's bring this mock-up in. All right, let's minimize that. So here we have is our mock-up, right? And you can see we have these words right here, which we don't want. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of those first, and the way we're going to do that, years ago would have been clone stamp or a healing brush, but let's duplicate this first bottom layer. What we're going to do, we're just going to create a marquee tool around that. We're going to go to image and click on, is it image or layer? I think it's layer, and I might be off. Edit, there we go, sorry. Edit, content aware fill. And as you see, it took that completely out. Let's hit OK. And the reason I'm doing this step by step instead of doing all of these at once is because there is some differentiation in color from dark to light. And sometimes I notice when you do content aware, it'll leave kind of like a blotchy look that, and I'll still have to go back and do more work. So I'm just going to do these piece by piece. Oh, before we do that, as you can see, it created a new layer. So let's merge these, and we're going to try this again, but this time when we go to get it a little wider, when we go to content aware fill, let's change the output to current layer. All right, in the other case, we probably might want to put on a new layer, but we don't have to do that for right now. We're just going to keep everything on the same layer. Content aware fill one more time. And as you see, knock that right on out. And that's, you see that little blotchy look? That's what I'm talking about. Now, if I would have did all these words at one time, it probably would have did the same thing. And let's do it one more time. Let's see if we can get rid of that one. Yep, looking good. All right, so now that we have our text removed, what we want to do now is grab our pen tool. We're going to zoom in to the corner, and let's go ahead and mask this out. Hit every corner. All right, make sure we're covering some of those black areas also. Whoops. All right, I think that's a good enough mask. Let me just add this right here and bring that in a little bit. Maybe out just a little more. All right, so we zoom out. All right. So now that we have that mask on, right? We want to go up to selection, and Make it about feather about 2 or 3. 2 is pretty good. And you want to click OK. Now we got a selection made. And what I like to do is just hit Control J and duplicate that layer. So basically it's the copy of that layer off that frame. And the reason I like to do that instead of just, creating a blank layer is because this is the frame we're going to use as the reflection on top of the image we're going to add, right? So what we're going to do also is hit Control and click on that one more time and create a blank layer and just fill that one with black. Deselect, and let's make sure we name this image placeholder. All right, now we have that name. Let's go and turn that into convert it into a smart object. Now that's a smart object. Now we can double click on that, and what we're going to do now is bring in our image that we're trying to sell. And just drag and drop that in there, scale it down. And hit enter. Now you want to clip that to the image holder. Now it's clipped to that. So all we have to do now is exit back out. And there we have it. Now what I will probably do is as you can see, it's still like a little line on the outside of that, which is I'm not liking that. So let's do let's see, let's double click on this, and that can be fixed with your pen tool. So what I would suggest is to, when you're doing your pen tool, just go out on the outside a little more. So where the black is, actually bring the pen tool over here more instead of over to the left. That way you don't have that white line. But we're gonna do probably an inner shadow. Let's see if this will fix the problem. Well, it's not really fixing the problem the way I want. Let's double click on this and let's increase this, upscale this a little bit, the placeholder, and see if that fixes the problem. And it did a little bit, but still you can still see some at the top, and I think we went too wide on the outside. So let's go back in and let's bring this in a little bit. I'll hold it down, Alt, and let's Alt and Shift to go up. I might have overdid it, but we're gonna see. But you see what we're doing, right? So you kind of want to, yeah, I just don't like that white outline around it. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start over. We're gonna keep that up top, but we're gonna do another pen tool because I'm having an issue with this. I don't like that. So let's go and let's make sure we get inside the black, like I said. Easy fix, guys, easy fix. All right, selection, and let's do a feather of 1 this time because it might be too blurry. And let's click this, let's fill that. It's a little over here. So what we're going to do now, before we turn it to a smart object, we're just going to move this over a little bit. Quick nudge, and that fixed the problem with all black. We got a little bit over here on this side right here, but let's see what we can do to fix that. Let's hit Control T and go to warp. We're just going to push that in a little bit. Let's see. Frame might be a little off. but we're gonna fix that in a second. All right. So let's go to. Matter of fact, let's hit control. Yeah. All right. Let's turn this back into a smart object. Let's go back in here. We're gonna drag and drop our image one more time. Control T. I'm gonna shrink this down. And we're gonna clip it to the mask. Close this image out. All right, there we have our poster. Not too bad. There's your mock-up, you know, I mean, it fits the room. Now compared to what we were looking at earlier, and what's that, Redbubble? I mean, I think this image looks, you know, let's take a look, a comparison side by side. Now, what do you think was so? Now, maybe I should have used this image. Yeah, let's do that. Let's that way we can kind of get a good comparison. Let's go back to where's my image at? Let's go back to that young lady and let's use her. All right. Let's find her first. A lot of images. That way we can do a side by side. You guys can kind of get like a, you know, good comparison. All right. Here she is. All right, so let's bring her out. Save her. Let's put her in our folder. All right, let's open up our smart image again. Make sure you rename that too, guys. Because if you want to sell these, it's easier to sell when, you know, everything is labeled and everything looks professional and your layers are clean. All right, and we're just going to clip that to the top of that because we can always go back and use our other image as well. Yeah. What we're going to do with this image on top over here is we're going to clip that to this, but what we're going to do is we're going to let's go to screen, probably maybe overlay and soft light. Let's do screen, and we're going to double click on this layer and we'll go to this current layer up here and hold down Alt and we'll split and drag this. Besides giving that glare like it's actually in the room, that's what I want. Maybe do just a little on the undertone with the blacks, because you kind of still want to give it the, you know, the contrast in the image that's going to sell it. Basically, the image that's what they're looking for. That looks good. You know, it's some soft light. Normal doesn't look too bad either. Go to screen though. I kind of like it like that, yeah. Bring that down, get that glow going right at the top. That's that image. That's that, unclip this. You see that darkness up there? Let's go to normal. Oh, I forgot the blend mode on so you guys really can't see it. But this dark area up here, that's why I want to keep that, because I want the same realistic look of the shadow that's casted inside this room. You know, some people just put the image in there and just be done. I'm like, well, it doesn't give that realistic look. So you want to copy the image, you know, this little square that came from the mock-up, and just make a duplicate layer. Matter of fact, let's just name this layer as screen overlay, and make sure we name this as image placeholder, and first layer background mockup. All right, so we got our image. It's a big difference. And we probably can upscale it a little bit too. I see in this little corner up here. There we go. We'll probably bring that over to the left. There we go. Blend it in more. Yeah, that looks good. I mean, either that image or this one right here looks great. I mean, it matches the color scheme, especially this one right here. That looks awesome. So when you do comparisons, when it comes to the mockups on these websites and what you can do inside Midjourney, it's completely different. I mean, look at that. Would you rather see this on your website or a copy of this on your social media, whether Facebook or, you know, TikTok, and you're like, yo, I have this image to sell, check out this poster, compared to this, like sharing this image right here? I take this one all day, every day. You know, it's a better mock-up. You know what's cool about this too, you can also do not just one frame. I've done some that had multiple frames, different rooms. Here's another one I created. I'm just showing you guys some different mockups I created already. Here's another one I did for pink and green with smaller frames, and for our fellas. So your prompts and what you type in your prompts is going to really make a big difference, and also how you sell your images, because when you can create mockups like this and just go and crop this out and put your image in your work, it's an easier way to sell your product. But I've created mockups where let's type in mockup, where I had multiple frames on the wall. So you can have 2 frames, you can have 3 frames, you can have multiple frames. Bottles, anyone selling barbecue sauce or hair products, you can check out the prompt: all white product bottle mock-up with red top on a wooden tabletop board. And if you guys want to learn how to put the label on the bottle, I'll do a tutorial on that also. You guys got to make sure to share the video, like the video, and subscribe. All right, help me get my followers up. And here's more product bottle mock-ups I've been doing. But look at some of these rooms I've been working on. You know, here's some rooms I've been doing for the Mega Sci-Fi. Here's some more rooms right here. This is very sleek, you know, and clean. You got 3 frames, you got 3 frames, you know. So that's just the gist of the tutorial, guys. I mean, I hope you guys learned something. If you're selling products out here and you want better mock-ups, you know, something unique and creative that you're not seeing on Canva or, you know, one of these other websites that everyone's putting out the exact same thing, you have Midjourney that you can feed, you know, different seeds to, and it'll spit out multiple variations that can give you some very different, you know, the possibilities are pretty much endless when it comes to Midjourney, because you can feed it all type of different mockups and it'll spit out something totally different. Some of them you're gonna have to do some work. Like you can see, this is the because it's computer generated, like this is kind of off, and some of them might have plants in front of them, I've noticed, like this one here. And you might have to get your pen tool, you might have to be doing some work with your pen tool, but I guarantee you the results are going to look awesome. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure the ones with the plants in front of them are going to look way more awesome than the basic ones, because it gives more of a realistic look to it. And when you're trying to sell products like that, I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, you're not going to find too many mock-ups like this sold on, you know, Creative Market or Envato.com or any of these websites that sell mock-ups. You know, they're not going to be like this right here. I guarantee it. You know, and not only can you just use just one poster right here to sell your print, you can use these other ones to sell other prints. Granted, on your website it's probably going to have one checkout for one poster, but you can leave a link in the description. If you like these other two, here's another link to go check out those posters also. But you could put anything inside those. You could put something else you're advertising, or, you know, a picture image of your office, or anything inside these pictures you can put if you want. You know, if this was a sorority and you want to put the sister right here, you could have put like their mascot or one of their something that goes along with their sorority that they cherish and love. You can put those images inside of here. So yeah, hope you guys go and utilize that, because this is, yeah, I don't know why I thought about that the other day. I was like, you know what, I want to start selling some of my artwork. And I was like, stuff that I'm generating on here. I was like, wow, I want a cooler mock-up than what I'm seeing online. I wonder if I could just create it. And I was like, whoa, I wonder if midjourney would spit out different mock-ups. And sure enough, they started cranking out different mock-ups. It blew my mind. All right, so that's our tutorial for the day, man. I hope you guys learned something, and this is a very useful tool, and I'm going to be utilizing this. This is awesome, especially when it comes to selling artwork. This is I'm stuttering. This is cool. I mean, because I've been working with mockups for years, and I was like, I've never been able to just like get the images I want when it comes to mockups. They all look the same. And then when you're scrolling the internet, everyone is using the same thing. So with this, you can go in and do what you want. I mean, it's almost like creating, especially this is great if you're not good with 3D modeling. Like I want to learn 3D modeling. It's one of my goals this year, but I'm not a 3D modeler. So this is about the best next thing that I can do to get the type of mockups I want to sell, the type of artwork I want. All right, guys. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Please smash that subscribe button, share on Facebook and your Facebook groups, and subscribe to the channel. All right. Thanks, guys.